Coming to you live from the JRE Tobacco Aladino Mobile Studios, it's the Cigar Pulpit.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another sermon from the Cigar Pulpit. I'm the Bishop of the Burn, Nick, and today I'm going to be circling up with Shawn Beaudry. And Shawn was an attendee at PulpitFest, and he was also a big winner. And I want to circle up and talk to him about both of those things. So let's just go ahead and jump right into the interview. And I'm joined today by Shawn Beaudry. How you doing, Shawn?
Doing well.
So you and I are going to fire up some Villigers, and we're going to talk all things PulpitFest because I didn't get a chance to speak with you afterwards, which we'll get to why during the Villiger Entertainment Report.
Okay. All right.
Because I haven't heard how that went, But, but there's the real reason, aside from a PulpitFest recap, that you're here, and I'll just go ahead and spill the beans. You were the winner of the trip that Villiger has graciously donated to the Puro Sabor Nicaraguan Cigar Festival.
I know. I mean, it's funny because, I had some friends go in the past and they come back and tell how great it is. And then, I've been, kind of looking over the years and it's like, oh, that's a big nut to cover, to go. And it was back in July. I signed up for on the website, let me know, notify me type of thing. And then when, so at the, part of the contest was, the drawing, I guess, with Villiger, buy a box, cigars, dollar amount, you get a ticket. And
it was $100. If you bought $100 worth of Villiger product, you got an entry into the drawing. Yeah.
Yep. And so, I went in heavy and hard at the beginning and, got some tickets. And, the nice thing about this, the size of the group, it was like, your odds are okay. It's better than lottery. So,
right.
And so we were doing the drawings and everything. And it was funny. I think Ken's daughter, when she was doing the tickets, she wrote my name on the back. So when they drew the ticket and he goes, we've been conditioned all during this time because there was a ton of door prizes and all the other ones reading up the numbers. So we're all sitting there and he pulls it out. Shawn. And then he goes, and then you must have said, turn it over. And then he read out the number. And I had Marlene watching some of the tickets because we had, different drawings for different things. And she goes, that's me. I go, no, it's not. Grab the ticket and ran up there with her and got the prize. So I was ecstatic. I mean, and just the sheer, with everything that goes into it. And funny, with that weekend, I spent a lot of time with Hank. He was talking about it, and because he won last year,
he did,
and had nothing but good things to say. And we were talking about the little tips of the trade. Before I even won, he goes, "Oh, make sure you're sit on the shade on this boat," and just everything. So, anyways, very excited, very appreciative of Villiger to have such an awesome prize. I've been, I don't know, kind of on cloud nine. I don't really win anything. So it was like that. So I'm like telling everybody, I put my vacation in already for January. I'm telling everyone, they're like, Nicaragua, well, do you have to bring back drugs or what are you doing there? It's like, no, it's a cigar event. I'm trying to explain all this. So, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, let's get a cigar going here. So I don't know what you've got. We didn't coordinate that beforehand.
No, we didn't. But I am smoking, what is it? The
Cuellar Caribe?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
I should surely figure that out pretty soon. But anyways, bought quite a few of these. Smoked a lot of them already. But it's just a nice, any time of the day smoke, medium, good flavor.
Yeah.
So very familiar. What do you got?
I opted for the 1888 Gran Reserva Toro. It's a 6x54 with a Mexican San Andreas wrapper over an Ecuadorian Habano binder and fillers from Nicaragua. And according to the Villiger website, it has leather notes, black pepper, nuts, roasted coffee, and is rounded off by a subtle sweet chocolate finish.
Yes.
This was in the VIP pack.
It was. And I think I I smoke one that night, and then for the closing of the night, it's like, ooh, you know what that tastes like? Another one. So,
Another one. Well,
so
it's time to cut the cigar, and the official cutting is brought to you by 2guyscigars.com. That's the number 2guyscigars.com. Two Guys have been around for over 40 years, and they are the trusted name in the cigar industry. Everybody knows Two Guys, but if you don't, please give them a try. You won't be sorry. Family owned and operated, 2guyscigars.com does the very best to provide a great selection, fair prices, and excellent customer service. So head on over to 2guyscigars.com for your next cigar purchase. Tell them that the Cigar Pulpit sent you. And remember, that's the number 2guyscigars.com. And with that, it's time to go ahead and cut the cigar. And speaking of 2guyscigars.com, Dave and Ed, that was fun.
Yeah. It was, I've been up to Cigar Expo, and then they had their they kind of kicked it off a couple years ago with Cigar Authority fan base or whatever, and there was 40 of us that started.
That's right. That was 15th anniversary or whatever, right? No. It was a couple years ago.
Yeah,
but
it was
when
it was
they did the
basically
buses.
The vans.
Yeah,
we all
right.
had to wear the little helmets and jump around. Yeah, we got
That's
good.
funny.
But anyways, it was really nice. I mean, I think Dave actually relaxed.
Seemed like it.
And Ed always seems relaxed. So, I mean, that was no different, but just happy. And he was just there enjoying everything. So,
yeah, no, I was very happy to see that they were having a good time. Now, granted, I have not heard their show or their thoughts on it yet.
They'll probably say something this Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
But
that's the thing, people are listening now. They're going to learn that this was recorded, little bit. Yeah, I mean, this comes out on Tuesday, so theoretically, we have the weekend in between. So I haven't heard their thoughts yet. So I'm sure I'm going to hear something, and I know that that Ed was talking about how they were going to do an after show where they shit all over it. So we'll see what they say. But
you know what?
I'm joking. And, well, no, I'm not. He said that, but still.
Yeah, well, they're going to shit on it because they came down there to see Mr. Pulaski, and he never showed up.
Yeah, no, that was a disappointment. That was definitely a disappointment.
You know what he did instead? I've been looking on Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. He went to Vegas to go to 4 nights, which is open all year round. It's like, where's your priorities here?
I mean,
I don't know.
I know.
Disappointment.
I get it. I get it.
So we probably shit on that because they did some funny videos. When they're driving down, I saw the picture. For the turnoff and then
Pulaski Road. Yeah, no, it was a good time, and but they were looking forward to Jerry Pulaski, and but that's all right. I guess if that was the only thing they didn't miss, let's be real, they're okay. So anyway, so you and your lovely bride, you guys got the VIP tickets, and let's before we get into some more, let's talk about the event because I didn't get a chance to talk to you before you guys skedaddled for the last show. So let's get your thoughts, like highlights, lowlights. What do you want to see changed? What do you want added for next year? That kind of thing.
I guess there was a lot of improvements from last year. First of all, the VIP dinner. I mean, bang for your buck. I mean, it was funny. We flew into Jacksonville, and our flight got in at 4:30. Dinner's at 7. We're an hour away. Not a problem. By the time we got off the plane, got our car, and we're going, it is 5 o'clock on the nose, and traffic is just creeping along. So we came in 7:04. I think you guys were just kind of sitting down.
We were just sitting down. I think I was just starting the welcome speech to everybody. Now I will say, backing up for a moment, Jacksonville Airport, it's so convenient. I mean, it's maybe a little further than an hour from Palm Coast, but holy shit, man. Like, I got off my plane, got to the rental car place. I had checked in advance with Enterprise, so like I just went right out to the garage. They said, pick one of these. I picked my car. I was in and out in like no time.
Yep.
And yeah, then you just have the highway drive down.
Yeah.
But holy crap, what a convenient little airport.
That
Way
is a
better than
nice.
Orlando.
Orlando's a shit show.
Well, yeah, and I
It's
mean,
just a sheer volume of people
well,
going to see the Mickey cult.
that's precisely it. Everybody I talked to that flew in and out of Orlando, that was their thing, is there are so many people and everything else, and it's like that. Yeah, I didn't experience that at Jacksonville at all. So
Yeah,
that was nice.
no,
But
great.
so for future
Anyways,
reference, anybody coming down, consider flying into and out of Jacksonville.
yeah. Daytona would be really close also. I mean, that's only like
Yeah,
20 minutes from the shop, but that has limited flights and everything going
that's
in. But
exactly. Yeah.
Jacksonville, I had plenty of, because I fly standby. You're just
Mhm.
like, oh, I took a look. It's like, oh, plenty of seats, and we got first class part
You're
of the
not doing
way.
that going down to Nicaragua, are you?
Oh, hell yeah!
Oh, dude.
What?
Because you
Yeah,
got to
I
be
took
on
a.
time. You got to. There's a schedule with that.
I'm going in a day early.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah,
Takes into
because I
account
looked
the
at which
because
hotel they're staying at. No, worst case, I'll wait till we get closer. But if it looks like it's the flight's filling up
hey,
or
all I
whatever.
know is you've had some horror stories related to travel.
Oh,
So
yeah. But I lived. It makes me a stronger person.
I get it. But when you're on a time limit, you
I
don't
know.
want to be like, yeah.
Yeah. I have a
Okay.
flexibility because the thing doesn't start till Sunday, so I
Yeah.
got Friday and Saturday to kind of take a look. As long as I get to Miami, there's several flights a day going down there, so I'll be
Yeah.
good.
It'll
I'll
be
be
fine.
good. But
Anyway, so you
the
guys made it in,
dinner,
and yeah.
the dinner, phenomenal. I mean, we had our little starter pack of Villiger cigars that we had, and they had like a bruschetta, appetizer, and actually I don't know, with fried chicken or the chicken parm.
Chicken parm.
There's no
Yeah.
bone in it, so
There
yeah, I
was no
guess it would
bone,
be.
so yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, anyways, that was really good. Then the little dessert afterwards and salad and everything. So, and then the wine. Oh, that was the other thing. When for the cost of it, you had was it flight of four?
It was four
Four.
glasses, four glasses, two whites and two reds.
Yeah, heavy
Yeah.
pours. It wasn't like a little sniffer. I mean,
No,
it
this was a
was
full glass.
full glass. So, I mean, for the value right there, right off the bat, the meal was great. I mean, and then I think we hung around for a little bit, but we were, things wrapped up a little earlier. I mean, I think it was around like 10 o'clock or so,
It was
10:30.
close to 10.
Yeah. So every time we
Yeah.
got done, and but it's just good to see the people from last year, the new people that came in. So um, that was one nice thing about. It's not like you're in one section. You're talking to different people. I mean, I think I talked to you for maybe 4 minutes all weekend.
Yeah, and that's my whole thing with this event. And this is why PulpitFest will never be an expo. It'll never be a 2 and 3 and 400 person thing. Is that, quite frankly, like, I don't want it to be. The whole point of this is the ability for everybody to kind of get together, be social, get to meet one another, and actually sit and chat. And when you get to that big, it just loses that little charm, and it's one thing if you're already at that side and that's what you're going for, I mean, like, and not to shit on the expo, it's like, it's a different event. I've obviously gone to the expo. I've gone to one other anniversary dinner with Dave's, and it's just a totally different vibe. It's a different event. I saw you at the expo last year. We talked for a little bit.
We end up sitting watching the strongman.
Yeah,
but
yeah. But my thing, it's like, and also part of it is, when you're running the show, you're busy. You got to keep on the schedule. You got to do this and that and whatever.
Totally got that.
So yeah,
but give a great opportunity to actually talk a little bit more to people from last year. Me and Teddy had a great. We were eating lunch, I think, at one of the tables.
Yeah.
And that. So Teddy was the other big winner for Aladino.
Yeah, he won the trip to the farm. So
yep. So that's good. And then me and Hank, I love that guy. We were just sitting there, and of course, I got I don't know, kind of a, I don't know, sarcastic little sense of humor, and
You
and Hank,
no.
yeah. But Hank got it, and he gives that little sideways look and that little grin and everything. But anyways, it was good
Yep.
to hang out with him, and then yeah, Danny.
Danny.
Who's that? Danny in that. Found out that he's originally from Michigan, and there's a little island in Lake Michigan that he had just bought a house. So we spent a lot
Yes.
of time talking about that, and then come to find out, he just moved to Shreveport, and he was out in Tacoma, Washington, at the same base that our son is at. So it was just kind
Oh,
of a
that's cool.
small world. So
Yeah.
good conversations all around. But yeah, so that was Thursday night. So I mean, it kicked off good. And then Ken opened up early on Friday, right? A little
Yes.
earlier
Yes.
in it. So
Yep.
I had actually worked my day job, so I was working remote. So we got there around noon or so. So I got a half a day in working, and then we just kind of hung out. And what do they have that night? Friday night they had
So
something.
Friday night that's when we did the little welcome, and Erica from Vincent's Clubhouse was able to speak for a little bit, and Villiger and Aladino, and then that's when we did the fast smoke with the export. And you and Justin tied at 3 minutes.
Did. I mean,
3 minutes 24 seconds. I mean, and it was super close. I mean, it was ridiculous. I say quote unquote tied because I was not the judge. I put that on Alejandro. I didn't want to do it, but no, it worked out.
El Rondo, he came through. I mean, it was so close. Our fingers were burning. I still don't have fingerprints on that one side.
I was watching you the whole time. You were just like, ow,
I burning. And then all of a sudden, I smelled hair burning.
Oh, God.
So
that's one of my worst fears. That honestly, that's why, when I'm getting down to the very end of the cigar, it's like I might leave a little bit more than other people because I'm like, I'm going to burn my fingertips and I'm going to singe my mustache, and I don't want to do either one of those things. And
yeah.
But
anyways, and he came through, and the prize for that was a box of the exports of Maduro. So, actually, we cracked it open up those the other night. Had some buddies over, and I'm like, hey, you got to try these, and they're like the right size, for like a half an hour smoke.
Yep.
And it's like, oh, this burns good, and
you did it in a tenth of a time.
Flavor. Yes, less than a tenth, I think. Yeah.
Well, it was 3 minutes 24 seconds.
So yeah, 1/30th.
Yeah, basically. So yeah, so. But yeah, so that was Friday, and then from there,
and people were really rolling in then on Friday.
Yeah. So. Saturday, we started it off, and that's when we did the long ash at noon.
No, we had donuts. VIPs had donuts.
Right, you're right. How am I forgetting that? You're right.
I don't know. And little Napoleon was there in full force, and
Trepolian.
Trepolian.
They were calling him Trepolian. So that was fun though, doing the donuts with Justo, that morning. It was real casual. He brought a special cigar for all of us to try. Nobody knows anything about it, unbanded, and everything. I think it's something they're talking about bringing out next year. So
yeah, he got a kick out of it. And he goes, well, what do you think? What do you taste? And I go, Honduran tobacco.
Yeah.
He just shakes his head. Yes, there's Honduran tobacco in it, but it was a nice medium cigar. Steady flavor all the way through, so that was good. So it was good.
It burned well too.
Oh, very well. First, because I was picking up a little like ammonia, and I think I turned to Hank. I go, "Oh, this is a little too fresh." And then I'm looking at the the burn line and everything. I'm like, "No, this is aged," but anyways, after that first eighth or whatever, then it was like, "Oh, okay, this is good." I was a little worried, but very good. So
Hank did say it did not pair well with donuts.
No.
Yeah.
I asked if it had a sweet tip, but I just still had frosting on my lips.
No, and I thought it was kind of neat that everybody just real casual, people could just ask questions and and learn about. I mean, we learned about box making. You know how the box prices have gone up so much, and everybody got to see the preview of the hand rolled documentary about Julio, which granted you and I saw,
more of it,
3/4 of it at PCA, but I'm still pissed. I want to see the end of it.
Yeah.
Damn Louisiana governor.
Trump's running in. But I don't think they had it done, did they?
No, that was a rough cut because they didn't have any like dude, they were showing people on the screen, but they weren't showing their names, and it's like, who the hell are some of these people, you know? And just it needed a little bit more tweaking.
But it was a nice trailer, nice preview to kind of like, oh, this is cool. And I love the narrator of that. I got to find out who that guy is. I mean, he just has the perfect voice or
cowboy voice going on.
Yeah. So But so what happened? Because on the agenda was the smoke ring competition.
So the original thought with that was that with the export on Friday night, we were going to do a fast smoke, but then also at the same time, while you're smoking the export, you could also make smoke rings. So it was kind of a combined contest.
Got it.
And then what happened is I quickly saw that you guys were just plowing through those fucking things to the point that nobody is going to stop to make a smoke ring out of this. You're basically just going to burn this thing down. And so that kind of got abandoned.
Got it. Okay. I didn't know if it was going to be a separate. Okay.
No, it was supposed.
I'll give you a pass.
I did not anticipate you guys would smoke an export in 3 minutes. I kind of thought like, okay, we get 30 minutes out of one of these. Maybe the fast smoke time on that might be like 8 minutes to where, whatever. Nope. 3 minutes 24.
3 minutes.
So it's like, well, okay then. I guess we're not going to worry about the smoke ring. So, but I'll be honest. Do you know how to do a smoke ring?
Well, your dad, speaking of the knowledge that you gain at this, it's just all fun and games. So he goes, well, do you know how to blow a smoke ring? And I'm like, no, but I'm always willing to give it a try, And he goes, oh, you got to fill up your mouth with a lot of smoke. And then you do the round mouth and exhale. Then it'll do that. So, the sad thing is I haven't had a chance to do it.
You haven't even tempted. Yeah.
Yeah. But,
so that's the other thing is I'm sitting here thinking like, well, of all the attendees, how many people actually can blow smoke rings? So I guess it does limit the pool to a degree, but no, but that's what happened to that.
Got it. But anyways, I love the little competitions, the games and that, because you're sitting there talking shit, and it's a challenge. It's just not trying to do the long ash contest. You're playing to win. You're playing.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I can't remember his name. He was from south of Tampa. Him and his wife. Anyways, ADHD. No, I don't think it was.
I don't know.
Can't remember. They had their teenage daughters over at the condo.
Yeah.
Anyways,
it was Dustin and Danielle.
Okay. Yeah. Anyways, I thought he's going to shake it off because his leg was shaking so much, but he was doing that to keep his arm from shaking.
His hand steady. Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, you're going down. You're going
to.
But yeah,
that's the
fun.
thing. There's all the shit talking and the competition amongst it, and it's fun to watch. And my God, you guys are all like holding the cigars up, but then you're cupping hands around it to block the wind and this and that and whatever. No.
Yep.
Well, you have Renee to thank. You have Renee to thank for the wind, because last year, if you remember, Renee's the one who said, put them out there at the long table, and we had the breeze coming through there, and he wanted to make it a little more difficult. And then this year we kept that up. So Renee, we did it again. And I'll be damned if Hank didn't take that 2 years in a row.
I know. He played the angles.
Yeah.
He made he knows.
Yeah.
So next year he's disqualified. He can't even participate. So I like that rule. So
I mean, I don't know. He could be a dynasty at that point.
Oh yeah, a ring for each year.
I'm thinking. No. This is one of those like, how do I make this better for next year? One of the things I'm thinking about doing is we actually organize these games and put a, I have a little over a year now to figure out, maybe like if I could figure out 2 more, that'd be a total of 5 events, If I can figure out 2 more that are different, I don't want to just make it fast. And Slow Smoke just slowed the whole event down last year. So I don't want to do that one, cuz that one, it was just like, okay, needle off the record, like that one just kind of slowed it down too much. But I want to find 2 more, and I want to do the PulpitFest Cigar Olympics. And I want to have medals. I want to have gold, silver, and bronze medals. That way we can actually have we get a podium, put you guys up there. You could be like legit athletes. Right?
Yes. So one possible game that actually I think I got something from 2 guys. It was the Ashhole board. It's like a cornhole board. Yeah. So I don't know the exact. I mean, you can ask Jonathan on that.
I'll have to figure it out. It's like there's got to be some other games that we can play. That. I mean, I asked ChatGPT, and that's actually where I got the last game that we'll get to in a minute. But most of the games that ChatGPT gave me was just like, oh, this is horrible. This is a horrible idea. But the Long Ash, I think 2 years running now, I think that's a good one. And but what's also nice is that they're scattered throughout, to where it's not like you're just like doing nothing but goofing around. I mean, you have time to actually sit and be social and have a real cigar in between, So
yeah, plenty of time for that. And then it's funny because you're kind of shuffling seats a little bit. It's like, oh, I'll go inside for a little bit. I'll be outside. This year, the nice extra, because we had the tables outside, but Florida, the heat can put up those tents this year.
Made a world of difference.
What a difference, especially at night. It was, I mean, it cooled down, so it wasn't like building up heat and just kind of hanging out there in that. So
let's talk about the weather for a moment, because everybody talks about, oh, it's so hot in Florida and blah blah. And look, it was warm, but I don't think this year was anywhere near as miserably hot as last year was.
No, I don't think so. I mean, they had the rain, which took the humidity down, but afterwards there was a little peak and it cooled down. So, I mean, it was, 80s, 90s, right in there, but the humidity wasn't as bad, I think.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Well,
and Ken outside has that. Inside, they got the air conditioning going, and then on the patio,
Ken
you have
needs
the
ceiling
big fans.
I'll just say it. Ken needs some ceiling fans inside the shop. Not to spend your money, Ken, but ceiling fans would go a long way inside that shop. Moving that air, especially like on Saturday when we were announcing all the prize winners and things like that, and everybody is in the shop. Oh, it was a sweat box at that point, but it's okay. Such is life.
Yeah, no, I mean, Ken, great host,
Oh,
and
fantastic host.
And also, shout out to Monkey, who was, I mean, he came down, I think, for the event to help Ken out. So he's up in Boston right now working, but he came down, and that guy, he didn't sit down once. He was just going, making sure everyone had drinks, sure.
Monkey is the guy that I would say that every cigar lounge out there wishes they could have working for him. I mean, that guy hustles. He remembers names. He remembers what you're drinking. He's on top of emptying ashtrays. He's always checking to see if you need anything, but he's not overbearing and annoying about it. How sometimes you go somewhere and it's like every 5 minutes it seems like they're asking if you need something. He's not on you like that. It's super quick, and it just, he's really good.
Yeah, he's great. I'm looking forward to he's going up on Saturday for the expo, so I can't wait to hang out a little bit with him there. So
that'll be good. That'll be great.
Yeah.
And then so then we had the blind cutting competition.
Oh. Go ahead.
What?
Oh no, I thought you were like, oh, my 2 cents on it. It was great. I always thought I did really well on cutting. My cigar, I don't ever cut too much, even though now I'm, it's a little moist. But yeah, so that was an educational thing. So you're blindfolded, and then 3, 2, 1, cut. And so and then they went around and judged the cap.
Which again, I used the reps to do that. I didn't want to be involved in the judging. So we had Hector and Alejandro from Villiger, and we had Trey Mack from Aladino as the 3-person panel judging the cuts.
Yep. And my theory all the time, pretend it's garlic. You want to cut it really thin, you don't want to wreck the cap and everything. So afterwards, I'm like, so I went up to Alejandro.
Yeah.
Great guy. I'll loop back to him too.
Very good.
But anyways, I go, what? So what? I'm looking at what people, were doing and what they judged, and he said on the cigar, there's a little bit of a shoulder. You want to be just above that shoulder on a straight cut. So, and I'm like, oh, he goes, no, if you just do the very top, the tar and, the gunk can build up. So you want a full flow out for the best experience on your cigar. So it was like, educational.
There you go.
Found out he's a cigar rolling teacher, or he was working in Bermuda or the Bahamas, one of the two, where they were teaching people how to learn to roll and everything. And just a great guy. I mean, I asked him if he was going down to Puro Sabor, and he goes, I think maybe, I don't know, but just a good guy, and
only
just
26.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, talk about a really super nice, but knowledgeable guy at such a young age. It's like, there he is, and repping for Villiger out in Texas there, and doing a wonderful job. So, I mean, I was very, very happy he was able to make it this year. But no, I was
stuck around for the whole time.
He did. And I was equally happy that he was able to judge all the contests because I didn't want to do that. But now, in all fairness, I probably, not saying that they got it wrong, but I do feel like the two that they brought it down to maybe cut a little bit more off than I would have thought. So maybe it was educational for me too. But I'm looking. I was shocked at the lack of cigar waste. I fully anticipated that this event was going to be one where, like, we'd have cigars unraveling because people took too much off, and everything. Dude, like, you throw a blindfold on all of you guys and you all cut, and, like, all of them were really solid, good cuts. And nobody cut off a fingertip, despite all the jokes that I had leveled at me about how, you're going to have Band-Aids, you're going to do that. What's the first aid? Blah, blah, blah. Nobody cut themselves.
Nope.
And we even made it difficult by giving you the big ring gauge cutters, so you couldn't, like, perfectly fit it inside the cutter, So,
I noticed that, but now I have a 70 ring gauge cutter.
There you go.
And then what was the cigar? It was, I mean, it was like a bundle blend.
It was a Villiger bundle blend one that they had, and the beauty is, everybody cut it so well, you could actually smoke it and use it. It's not like you were wasting it, because that was something that when I talked to Hector, I'm like, dude, there's gonna be a lot of waste, because we were just gonna use like a factory throw out kind of thing or something like that, and
it was a good cigar. I mean, so yeah, it was good. Yeah, and Hector, he's a great guy. So we spent a little time talking, about his past, and then him going from the restaurant business into working for Villiger and everything, and then his story. And I finally broke down. I don't know if I mentioned this before or not, but back in 2000, I think it was 16, Villiger was really starting to take off, and then the main company didn't like it. They sent in this German guy and basically fired all the reps, washed it clean. And that's when all the new people came in. So I'm like, how was that going out as a rep, after that? Because people were pissed, it's like, you fired these people, cut off their credit cards when they're, right before Christmas. It was just a really douchey thing. He goes, this guy from Germany, he just didn't know people, and it was like that was it. And he goes, I didn't know that. So he's out being a rep in
Oh
in
shit.
Florida, and people are just bitching at him. He came back and said, "What the hell? What's going? Why didn't you tell me this? Oh, didn't we tell you?" And it's like, no. Well, you have a challenge. So to build that business, and I
Yeah.
think they're doing a great job by sponsoring you, and just seeing them out more and more. And cigars are pretty decent.
They
It's
are. And the thing is that, obviously there must have been some legit changes, because I mean, in my experience, Renee has been nothing but a perfect gentleman and so supportive and everything, and he just wants to get the brand out there. Hector is like amazing. Alejandro, great hire. I
yeah.
take a little credit for that, but whatever.
Ah, yeah.
And
This
yeah. So I mean, it's just it's everybody I've ever dealt with there has been amazing. So
Yeah, it helps that your cigars don't suck. They're
mm-hmm.
it's a lot easier. It's just getting that, I don't know, that you're looking for it and thinking about it.
Yeah.
That so often it's like, oh, okay. Like now Villiger's be on my mind because it's been, because of the purchases and everything this past weekend from the Black Forest and what is it,
Boy,
1888?
that's a good one. The Black Forest. Little
Yeah.
Maduro, that's the
Yep.
Maduro. So that's that Cuellar. I don't know how the hell I'm saying the Caribe is the middle one of that three. There's the Crema, and then there's that, and then there's the Black Forest. And holy shit, that Black Forest, I don't think gets enough attention. That thing freaking smokes
It,
wonderfully.
and for an everyday smoke,
Yep.
the regular 1888 Blue Band,
Yeah.
uh, you can get whatever Chinese and great burn, great burn and everything. So
Yeah.
yeah,
No,
so
it's great. And yeah, well, and there was that 1888 the box
the
press was in the one on the pack that we get, the welcome pack on Friday.
yeah.
And that was the one that we did it wasn't blind. We knew what it was, but we gave the review basically last year, if you recall.
Mhm.
They brought
Yep.
yeah. So,
And that's a solid cigar too.
I think
So
it's fun that these companies are using this as a small focus group. You've got Villiger last year that did that with that 1888 box press. You've got Aladino this year that brought that cigar that they gave to the VIPs at the breakfast. It's like, I think it's fun that they're using this as an opportunity to say, hey, it's a small group of smokers. Let's bring them together and let's do what we do. So
yeah. Well, and with the Aladino breakfast, they were really asking questions on that. And I go, I really taste the citrus, on
yeah.
that one, and and it's like, oh, all the way through, it just kind of like, okay, we're a quarter through, and it's there.
Yeah.
So, but no, it was.
So then after the blind cut, we had a little bit more time, and then that night at 5 is when we kind of brought everybody into the shop, and we announced the winner of the gift certificate, and we would announce the winners of the trips, and that's where you were talking earlier
Yep.
about how you won the trip, and all the
Yeah.
door prizes and stuff. So
The door prizes. Oh my God. I'm between, I don't know if Ken had some, you had some, but there were solid prizes,
we have to give a shout out to Meyer and Dutch for
Okay.
donating a lot of those prizes. They're a distributor, and they work with a lot of companies, and so they were very gracious and gave a lot of that product. Artista obviously donated a number of hats that we gave away. That little Davidoff flask, that was one that I had that
Okay.
it's like I brought with me because I wasn't going to I'm not a drinker, so it's like I didn't really need it for much of anything, but no, it worked out really, really well.
I mean, I think almost everyone got something. I mean,
Everybody should have
from
gotten something. Yeah.
hats, yeah, whatever, and that. So yeah, it was funny because I ended up getting I don't know, I don't know, it's a V cut, but it's it's heavy duty. Acid cutter. It has a built-in V cut and a big ass tank on it. So I fill that up and working that. So
there you go. There you go. For all those acids that you're smoking there.
Yeah, well, it's not so much.
I know.
I do have acids in a separate humidor for because my wife and my nieces and that all like a little flavored cigar, but I'm trying to get him into the sweet Janes and the more non acid. Nothing wrong. There's something for everybody.
That's exactly it. That's exactly it. So, yeah, and then so then we did the prizes and whatnot, and then basically from there, I think a lot of people left to go find dinner or do whatever. It kind of got real chill after that. And my God, I hit a wall. I mean, oh my God, I sat down on the couch and I was just like spent. I mean, I'm done. And it's like there's a lot, and so no, I pretty much just chilled the rest of the night. That was nice.
You gotta figure out. You've been building up, and then you got there Wednesday, and so it's like all the prep stuff and all the other stuff, and all of a sudden here's everybody. Okay, I imagine you had a little anxiety yourself. Just it's like okay, everything going, and just making sure everything is just right.
Well, yeah, you want it to go well.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's like, okay, my work is done.
Especially since this is the first year that you guys as attendees had money on the in the game. It's kind of one of those like, all right, in previous years when it was free to attend, it's kind of like, I'm not saying that
it's a show of perf. This one you came, and I hope, there's some great deals on cigars when we were there. Ken took care of us, and hope it was worthwhile for him also because he put in a lot of extra work too.
He did,
but on everything, especially having extra employees on staff, just going. Good thing it's a nice family business. So
yeah, no kidding.
Mm-hmm.
So again, that was kind of the recap of the event. So let's talk. I think I asked you about highlights, and I think you gave me some, but like, I'll just, nothing's ever perfect. So what are some of the things that maybe could use some improvement? What are some things you want to see added? Maybe, any suggestions for anything to add for future years, things of that nature.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned one thing, that it's going to be moved. The date is going to October.
October 1st through the 4th is going to be next year. Yeah.
So, which is a more milder. I mean, it's still warm and still really nice down there. That's where it starts picking up again.
But it's going to be that moving it just that, because it's really only about a month, maybe about 5 weeks. Moving it about 5 weeks is going to make such a big difference. I mean, granted, I guess technically we're still hurricane season, but
Well, that's when you announced it in the drawing. I'm like, hurricane.
Yeah.
Like,
thanks.
What? Ken just looks at me with that, that look.
Well, thankfully, that's not a part of Florida that tends to get walloped too much. No. Hurricanes tend to go more south or maybe hit like the West Coast, like, swing into the Gulf and come around. That part of Florida tends to not really get walloped all that much. So
no. I was just
that's nice.
Kidding. Yeah, hey, gotta have a story.
That's the thing. We could ride out a hurricane together.
Yeah,
that would definitely be a story. But
and then I mean the dates that'll be. I mean the weather wasn't that bad. It was warm. It's August in Florida. What do you expect? But like I said, the tents outside, just the flow of things. I mean, they were spaced out on the different contests and that where you got to talk and visit, go grab lunch, come back. Because that little, what is it? Not Victorian Village, but
European Village.
European Village. Some great little restaurants there,
Right? I mean, I know the Turtle Shack down the way got a lot of business, and I mean, I think I ate there, oh God, 3 times over the course of my visit there. I mean, just because it was convenient and they had really good burgers and it was right there. So, yeah.
That little pizza place. I think what did we get? The meatball sliders on garlic knots.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, those are really good. And then there's that hot beef, Chicago hot beef place that was really good also. So we ate there one day. So there was no lack of food or choices. So that is all good. Parking is easy. And you're right there. You got plenty of choices. You got all the hotels right there where you can walking distance.
Well, and hell, for those people who want to, all the places above, there's a ton of Airbnbs right there. I mean, Danny, he stayed in the European Village. Hector and Alejandra stayed in the European Village. So it was one of those things where Teddy, he stayed there. Hank stayed there. There were a number of people that stayed right there in the village to where they could do whatever. And then when they're done, they just go upstairs,
Yeah.
And, I mean, so that's cool.
Yeah. The one thing I would suggest, everyone was pretty courteous. I mean, you're at somebody's business, somebody's shop. You have the packets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we had the one for the dinner, which was for the VIP.
Yeah.
But there's also that opportunity not to smoke them, save them for later, and support Ken. So that, I
don't know how anybody smoked 4 cigars during that dinner. I mean,
oh no, you still have those.
I was
that's why I said you could use them later.
I think I went through one. I think I had the Miami with dinner. So I got a lot of time out of that thing. And I didn't even have a second cigar at dinner.
No,
but
I think I had 2 that night, but yeah, that was afterwards too. So
yeah. So, but
that doesn't. We can tell Paul that doesn't go against my budget. So
no, in fact, I just would like to point out, I have had the after action call with my dad and Ken, and we did run some numbers, and let's put it this way, the VIPs got, by the time it's all said and done, between the dinner and all the cigars and everything else, you got like 3 times what you paid, for the ticket in value. The general admission people got, with the goodie bags, let me do the quick math here. Well, here, let me do the quick math here, and I'm trying to do it in my head and I know I can't. So I'm just going to, the general admission, when you add up the value of the goodie bags that they got, I mean, they got like 5 times, what they paid in terms of that stuff. So, I mean, and that's not counting, and that's at the ticket price. Then obviously there's the $30 that comes back to everybody, both VIP and general admission, towards purchases at Ken's shop, So, I mean, at the end of the day, it's the best damn value for a cigar event you're going to find.
You're not going to find. I mean, I go to a lot of cigar events, and even Marlene was saying, he's like, how much are the tickets? Because after the dinner and the cigars, and I'm loading up my suitcase, to go home, and it's like, okay, yeah, that was very much and plus you also got the little stickers with the commemorative.
Yeah.
And then I was going to ask you this. So I was trying BF chickens. The
you remember the here? You know what? Hang on. Okay. You're going to bring this up, and I can actually do this. This is good. This is appropriate. Oh my God! I'm sure this looks lovely on the camera. So yeah, you don't. It's a throwback. It's an old school throwback for the show, but you don't remember the BF chicken? Remember?
Yeah. Okay, well that makes okay. All right.
Buttfuck. It's the buttfuck chicken. Yeah. So remember, and if you recall, with the BF chicken, he last we knew he was down in Mexico, cockfighting and getting involved in illegal cockfighting with Larry the Mute. If you remember, this is really old school throwback stuff here for pulpit listeners. You know, we got the BF Chicken and we got Larry the Mute with his auction service, and he would come in and do the reviews of the gas station cigars, if you recall.
Yes.
And
yes.
so BF Chicken and Larry the Mute were hanging down, and so that sticker, just to give you some clarification, then I guess also make the announcement to everybody else. I have my thought on it is I'm going to do a series of just limited edition stickers.
Okay.
Cigar people tend to love their stickers for whatever reason. I put them on their humidors or whatever reason. I don't know why. I do. I am always like, oh, I want a sticker. Why do I want a sticker? I don't know, but I want a sticker.
I just want a sticker. Okay, got it.
And so
that's a great idea. I like it.
I made a very limited number of the BF Chicken cockfighting and lucha wrestling logo stickers there, and so that's gonna be the first one. And I do have some available. I'm gonna figure out a way to make those available for other people that want them. And I'll announce that soon. But yeah, it'll be
nice.
one of those things.
Thank you.
Very inexpensive.
Because I may have been listening. I didn't realize that you had the puppet, because this is going back. I might have just listened to the podcast. So, okay. Makes a lot of sense.
Oh, yeah.
Getting back to the do's and don'ts, one of the big do's that I was really impressed with was Aladino and their little variety pack that they did.
Yeah.
They have all the Camp Aladinos, and they have the little Reservas, limited edition. And then one of the anniversary one in there. So it's a nice little humidor. And then they all signed it and everything, pretty good. And then those went pretty fast. So
they were limited. I think they only did 10. I think they only had 10.
They had?
I think we only had 10 of those on hand. And
so that was great. I'd like to see next year, if Villiger continues to be a sponsor and everything, have them do, I don't know, just I guess you could have made your own bundle packs.
Could have.
But it's always good to have like 2 or 3 of whatever their cigars are. And the price point hits. You don't have the box price, so it's like it's a kind of an add-on, like a little freebie.
And the beauty of that pack, and to your point, is it was $100. You got all those cigars and the travel humidor for $100. And the nice thing about that is, again, remember, you spend $100 on Villiger or Aladino product, you get a ticket into the raffle for one of the 2 trips. So in this case, you could buy that little travel humidor with those cigars in it. You've spent right at $100, and bam, there's an entry for the Aladino farm trip.
Yeah. So anyways, it was nice. So there's no negatives really that I can really like, oh, you should have done this or should have done that. It's like it wasn't. You're getting together with, one of the things that Danny said, he goes, I'm like, oh, just, doing the talk. And he goes, I'm like, I think I'm the silent majority. I don't really call in. I called in a couple of weeks ago, but, I'm listening all the time. And, it's,
yeah.
So it's just putting faces and names.
And I'm so glad that like more of those folks came out this year. It's like, get some of this, like you called the silent majority. Get them to come out and party a little bit and everything. I know my show numbers, so I know that there's more of you out there than the dozen or so that I interact with. So it's like, where the hell are you guys? It's like,
they're
interact.
They're
come
out there.
out.
They're listening. It's for the entertainment value.
I guess.
It's like sitting around bullshitting with some buddies. That's what it comes down to. So
okay. So then other than maybe suggesting Villiger having their own, little variety pack, and that's something I can very easily talk to Renee about. What other suggestions for future years? What would you, Shawn, like to see at next year's Pulpit Fest?
I don't know, midget wrestling, or is that too soon?
I want to, because
no, I'm kidding.
If you may recall,
we'll get Trey Mack and Dave Garofalo out there. They could
get the grappler back again. No, if you recall, there was a guy, Joel Williams. I did a show with him about a wrestling show that he had coming up at one point. And Joel at one point had worked for Aladino and everything else. And he's been involved in Rocky. He's been in the cigar industry. But he's I'll be generous and say he's a professional wrestler. He's small scale. But but he's been doing some wrestling, and so we called him out. Trey Mack and I, we called him out. There's a local legend down there in Florida, old school wrestler, Gator Calhoun, and we want to see if we can get Joel down to fight Gator Calhoun, next year. And if we can't pull that off, I want to do a variation of the 100 men versus the gorilla. But I want it to be maybe 10 midget wrestlers versus Joel, see if we can pull that off. I don't know. Obviously there's a cost involved in that. Those midget wrestlers are not cheap, man.
No, I know it's just kind of a joke.
I know, but I've looked, they're not cheap. Actually, it's really funny. So the year that Dave had those not those, my God, they're people, at the expo, he was doing the hints leading up to it. And at the time, my old host and I, we were listening and we're just like, wonder if it's midget wrestling. And so he actually knew a woman who was the wife of one of the schedulers for one of the midget wrestling organizations.
Yeah.
And we reached out. We're like, what would it take to get them to PulpitFest?
Mm-hmm.
And it is not cheap. You either pay them all one big nut up front, or you let them have a percentage of the ticket sales, but the tickets have to equal or exceed a certain amount in order for you to not have to then pay more out of pocket, and everything. But it was like 10 grand or better to get them to come out. And it's like, I understand, but at the same time, it's like, shit, that's not cheap. So let's put it this way. I'm not making enough on PulpitFest to get you guys $10,000 worth of midget wrestlers.
No, I think, yep. With the expansion this year of the seats, outside, having it covered, that was big. I don't know. I don't know. Your dad will probably come up with something, but
there's thoughts. There's already thoughts for next year.
Yeah.
But, that's the problem. You always have to go more. You got to go bigger. You got to figure out something new for next year.
But you got to figure for the amount of people that you're not limited. There's plenty. That outside area is huge. Yeah. And then with for right now, I'm happy. I'm spreading the word. Value for doll.
Let's put it this way. I suspect, I'm hoping, this year, look, the economy is not the greatest this year, and I understand that. And I think we had a large number of ticket sales come in, and I'd say in the last 30 days leading up to. A lot of the Florida folks finally got to it in the last 30 days or so. I'm hoping that we can adjust that and we can have this thing sell quicker next year. And when we do, I think that'll give us a better idea of capacity or head count. But I think it's going to be one of those things that hopefully next year, we put tickets on sale, they go quick, and then at that point, I don't have to worry about hawking them every episode. I can just, you're
done.
Dedicate to making it better, So anyway, so there.
Yeah.
Now let's move on and let's do this now.
It's time for the Villiger Cigars Entertainment Report, brought to you by
Villiger.
Villiger Cigars, one of the leading cigar and cigarello manufacturers in the world, founded in 1888 and still family-owned and operated. Head over to VilligerCigars.com and check the store locator to find a shop near you that carries them. We guarantee that Villiger Cigars will be a wonderful addition to your humidor and cigar rotation.
Now, in all fairness, I don't have jack shit for this segment because basically, we're recording this in such a way that I got home, I immediately had to do newspaper work. I spent time doing deliveries and other various things, and I'm still playing catch up. So I haven't really watched anything. But where this does become relevant is, why did you leave me Saturday night?
Part of our cigar trips that me and Marlene go on, is one of them is I always try to do something special for her. She loves music, loves concerts.
I say you left me. In all fairness, I am not judging you one bit. I'm not upset.
No.
It's like
it was good. It was actually, you're at the event. You're basically 2.5 days of it. So anyway, Saturday night, I'm sitting there looking around. It's like, oh, what's happening in St. Augustine? They're like, oh, UB40 is playing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay, well, this sounds good. I go, do you want to go see UB40? She's like, oh yeah, hell yeah. I go, okay, it's Saturday night. We planned it all out. So
hey, you sent me a message I don't know, a couple weeks before the event saying hey, what's going on Saturday night, like after such time, UB40's playing. And I'm like, nothing, dude. Like, after we're done announcing all things, go, be merry, go see the sights.
So, yeah, it's like 30 miles up the road to St. Augustine. So we left there. By the time everything was done, it was on 6:30. Yeah. So we start driving up there. As soon as we left the parking lot, downpour rain.
Yeah, like, it rained torrential after.
It came down. So we pull in. It stops raining at the it's an amphitheater. Yeah. But part of the amphitheater does have a tent over it that we didn't know. I thought it was all open air. So we're like, okay, we went in there. And then she goes, well, is there a warm-up band? I go, I don't know. I just know UB40. So the Fix was the opening band.
Oh, so cool.
Yeah. So anyways, and they were great. So we saw the Fix and UB40. So it was good. So
there you go.
Good concert, good time. A great amphitheater. I mean, I don't know how many, a couple thousand people, but I mean, it was kind of the small venue. They had the open area where you could go down and dance and do, the general admission, stand-up stuff. But we were just hanging back, listening, singing, and it was a good time.
Well, good. I'm glad you were able to do that. And that's the thing. I like that not only are we having the event, but that's another thing with the schedule. I mean, obviously, look, do I want like tons of people there the whole time and everybody having a big party? Yeah, I do. But I also respect the fact that people are coming in from out of the area, so it is a vacation as well, and it gives you an opportunity to go off and see some sights, Dave and Ed explored around St. Augustine a little while. You guys went to this concert. I know people that went, you check out restaurants. Teddy went down to Daytona for a little while, that kind of thing. It's like,
there was a race in Daytona that weekend also on Saturday.
I heard that. I didn't know that at the time I scheduled this, but yeah.
Me neither. It was funny because we were flying back, a couple that we left Marquette were going down to the race. And when we were coming back, they're on the same flight. And they're like, funny. You're just following us around. I'm like, then we started talking and they went to the race. So,
gotcha. Well, that's cool though. That's nice. So, well, fun. Well, you have anything else for this segment?
No, just, it's kind of quick. We just got home. I mean, even though tomorrow's, it's just a short week. I came back and was in a golf outing on Monday after we got back and did that. And I've just been working and nothing additional.
Well, at least you had plenty of cigars for the golf outing.
Yes, I did. Because I kept the cigar going the whole time we were golfing. And they're like, how many cigars? I go, God, you sound like Paul. Yeah.
We need to get him there next year.
Yeah.
I think timing wise, it didn't quite work out with him this year, but he's on my list of people to bug for next year. I got to get him. I got to get Pulaski back. I got to get Luke to come down from Canada, bring a little of that international flair.
Maple syrup. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. And, and I was joking with somebody the other day. It's like, we got to get Bjorn from Sweden down too. It's like, we gotta really go international with it. Get Bjorn over, he can experience Florida. Anyway, but well, very cool. Well, let's move on and do this now.
It's time to fly high with Blackbird Cigars. Blackbird Cigars offers you remarkable quality using the most delicate and finest tobacco to always ensure that you're receiving unsurpassed cigars. Blackbird Cigars strives to give you undoubted repeating flavor for every cigar you smoke and impressive quality so that you can always expect greatness. Check out their website for a full list of stores carrying Blackbird Cigars and give them a test flight. Blackbird Cigars can't clip our wings.
All right. In May 2010, a mine in Hungary partially collapsed, trapping several workers deep underground. One of them, Laszlo Toth, a stocky miner in his 40s, managed to survive the initial cave-in and found two of his co-workers badly injured under heavy debris. Instead of waiting for rescuers, Toth did something that rescuers later called superhuman. He single-handedly lifted and shifted beams and rocks weighing over 600 pounds, freeing his co-workers. Then, knowing they couldn't walk, he carried both men, one after the other, on his back through nearly a half a mile of narrow, unstable tunnels and in total darkness. The rescue crews who finally reached them were stunned. Moving that kind of weight repeatedly in such conditions should have been physically impossible. Medical staff later said adrenaline, survival instinct, and his lifelong miner's strength combined in that moment to let him achieve what no normal human could sustain. All three men lived because of Toth's actions. So be like Laszlo Toth and Blackbird Cigars and don't let anybody clip your wings. See, It starts off a little depressing, but it got happy at the end.
It did. You did good.
So there
you
we
did
go.
good.
I mean, I tried. All right, it's time to put you on the spot.
Guess what, motherfucker?
Time for 3 cigars we smoked and enjoyed this week.
Okay, so when I came back, Hank actually gifted me and Marlene, was it La Capitana? Yep. So I got those, and then I actually bought a box. So I've been smoking that. That's great for first thing in the morning. And then, what was it? Premac, for all his faults, he talked me into getting the Reserva number 4.
Oh yeah, the little.
So
yeah.
he goes, they're limited. I go, yeah, everything's limited edition, blah blah blah. And he goes, no, just because I told him, I love the Reserva. I love the torpedo size. They didn't have any in stock. He goes, try this. I got a quarter through, and I'm like, okay, this is a familiar taste. I get it, but the flavor was just condensed because of the smaller size.
That size is the best for that cigar.
Oh my God. Anyways, and I told him, I go, next thing you're gonna have me smoking Lanceros here, So I went in, I bought the last box of those. So I've been smoking those. Then the Villiger 1888, been smoking those. I smoke a lot during the day because my office is here and I can do that. And then what was it? The other night I had a couple little exports with my buddies and that. So we did that. And then I got the catalog. Did you get your comic book?
Ed and Dave brought it down to me.
Oh, okay.
I still have not gotten it in the mail. And I don't know what
I don't know.
Yeah. Damn post office.
That little guy, he can market. I mean, I'm going through, I'm like, because I get the cigar of the month and I'm like, oh God, it's been a long time since I had that. Oh, I'm going to do that. And then I also had the Garofalo Sun Grown. And it's like, you forget about it. So, but anyways, that's kind of me. So
I smoked one of the this isn't on my list. I'm just kind of piggybacking off of what you just said. They were gracious enough to bring me down a couple of different cigars. I want to thank them, publicly because they were very gracious, and they brought me, as Ed called it, a hostess gift. And I'm like, oh, well, whatever. And when I hear that, I'm thinking either you're calling me a hostess or you're bringing me Twinkies. I'm not entirely sure which, but no, I don't know if they took pity on me with, so one of the Ask the Pulpit calls in the last couple episodes was basically asking if I'd smoked a Ruby Red,
Padron. You got one of those.
And I basically said, like, look, I know they're doing all these 40th anniversary cigars, and I just, I'm pinching my pennies because I've got PulpitFest coming up, and I've got this and that, and whatever. And
Did you smoke it?
I have not, but it's slow time of year for me with the newspaper. So, things just in general right now are a little tight. And so they not only brought me down a 3-finger case with 3 of the Ruby Reds in it. But they also brought me down some of the Perdomo 40th for the Two Guys 40th anniversary. The Bellicosos that they put out. Yeah. And one of the VHS cassette with the 1985s.
Well, I actually purchased those. So
in all fair, I did too. I bought 2 of the damn things that I said attached to my show pack, and that's being shipped out, I guess, today. And so, so no, I have the one, but then I've got 2 more of the VHS things coming later. So I'm like, well, I guess I just have a lot of the 1985. But I did smoke one of those, and that was really good. I liked it.
Nice. Very nice.
But anyway, for my 3, so I wanted to start with that Villiger Miami that I had at the dinner. That was, somebody, I think it was Danny at my table. He asked Hector, he goes, which cigar would you say would pair well with chicken parm? And, Hector, he goes, go with the Miami. It'll go well with the white wine. It'll go well with the bruschetta. It'll go well with the meal. And I smoked that, and I slow smoked it through the thing. That was like I said, that was the only cigar I had at the dinner. And, holy shit, man, it lasted. I got well over 2 hours out of that thing, slow smoking it like that. And it never went out, and it did. It paired very nice. It had just enough strength and body to it that you knew you were smoking a cigar, but it never once overpowered the food or the drink. And it was wonderful. The second one I wanted to mention is one I smoked with Ken. God, what day was that? I can look at my list. It was either Wednesday or Thursday. I feel like it was Thursday during the day before everything started. He and I had a minute to sit and just kind of chill. And he brought out 2 of the Arturo Fuente Don Carlos in the Toro size there. So we sat and we had a Don Carlos, and fuck that thing. I don't mention Fuente a lot on the show because, as I have mentioned, all of their cigars packaging-wise look the same to me, and so I can never say, oh, I smoked this specific Fuente, because, fuck, I don't know what's what. Everything's so damn different, or they're different cigars, obviously, but I feel like their packaging is such that, like, I'm not enough of a Fuente nerd to be able to differentiate between them. The Don Carlos is different, but so it's one of those ones that when I do want a really good Fuente, I tend to really like going to that, and that smoked wonderfully. The last one I had the other evening, and that was the Lunatic Torch in the Robusto size. That was one from the goodie bag, and fuck, that thing smoked great. I mean, nice, kind of little heavier body, presence to it and everything. But oh my God, it smoked wonderfully. It was a little smokestack too. It was great. I loved it. So
nice.
Yeah. So that's my 3.
Yeah. I'm going to have to bounce because for the entertainment report, me and my wife are going to Jaws, the 50th anniversary. Finally made it to our theater. So
that's going to be at the drive-in here this weekend.
Oh,
so whatever. But
she watches Jaws every week. It's her favorite. God. Her license plate is, you're going to need a bigger boat. The YABA. So she's like, she's biting at the bit. I'm like, it's not for half an hour. I want to get there in time. And it's like, you can quote the movie, but
dude,
anyways,
you know what?
But thanks for having me on. I want to thank Villiger.
Timed out perfectly. So
perfect.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. I just thanks Villiger for the opportunity to go down to Puro Sabor and all the people that were at PulpitFest. It's great meeting everybody. I mean, I think I talked with everybody at one point or time, but just a great group of people. It's not a big drunk fest. It's social. It's good cigars, good company, and I'll give you a call later this week because I did have an interaction with Trey Mac. But I'll run it by you. You'll get a good kick on it. If you want to share it later, that's fine. So I'll talk to you later. Okay.
All right. Sounds good. Well, Shawn, you guys take it easy, and thank you so much for taking time out today.
All right. Thanks a lot.
All right.
Appreciate
it. Later on.
Okay. Yep. Hey.
And I really want to thank Shawn for taking time out of his day, especially since he had a movie date coming up. We got down to the wire on that. But no, I really want to thank him for taking time out to talk about PulpitFest. I'm really happy that he won the trip to Puro Sabor because I know that he's going to really appreciate and enjoy that. And I look forward to circling back with him in late January or February to find out how that trip went. In terms of the socials, I'm available on Instagram at the Cigar Pulpit. I'm on Facebook, where we have the Pulpit Parishioners group. You can get in on the fun there. I'm on Twitter/X. You can watch this on Rumble and YouTube. And if you use Spotify to listen, you can also watch it on Spotify because I do Spotify video as well. Otherwise, guys, this has been a fun time. I've enjoyed my Villiger 1888 Grand Reserva. It's been smoking really well. I've just got a little bit of it left. And, it's a wonderful cigar. So if you haven't tried it, find it. Anyway, guys, this has been another sermon from the Cigar Pulpit. I'm Nick. Everybody, stay safe and stay smoky. Thanks, everyone.